Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to learn English from movies. Not passive watching. Not subtitles without thinking. Not just entertainment. Real learning. The kind of learning that actually improves your listening, your speaking, and your confidence in real conversations. Many English learners watch movies for months, sometimes even years, but their English does not improve as much as they expect. They understand parts of the story. They recognize a few words. They enjoy the scenes. But when it's time to speak, they still hesitate. They still pause. They still feel unsure. Why does this happen? Because they are using movies the wrong way. Watching movies is not the same as learning from movies. And in this video, I am going to give you a clear, practical system that turns movies into one of the most powerful tools for fast English improvement. If you're serious about learning real-life English in a natural and enjoyable way, make sure you subscribe. On this channel, you'll get practical methods, real speaking systems, and simple strategies that actually work in daily life, not just theory. Subscribe now, and let's grow together. Now let's understand the biggest mistake learners make. Most people think that watching a full movie from start to end will improve their English automatically. They sit for 1 or 2 hours, watch everything, and feel productive. But in reality, their brain is not learning deeply. It is only following the story. The focus is on entertainment, not on language. They hear fast English, but they don't stop to understand it. They see subtitles, but they don't process the sentence structure. They enjoy the experience, but they don't train their skills. This is why progress feels slow. Learning requires focus, repetition, and active use. Without these, even the best content becomes just noise. So the first step is simple but powerful. Stop watching long movies for learning. Start using short scenes for deep practice. This is where everything changes. Instead of watching 2 hours at once, choose one small clip, around 30 seconds to 1 minute. This small size is important because your brain can focus deeply on it. When the content is short, you can repeat it multiple times without getting tired. And repetition is the key to improvement. First, watch the clip without subtitles. Just listen and try to understand the situation. Do not worry if you don't understand everything. Your goal is to catch the feeling, the tone, and a few key words. Then watch the same clip again with subtitles. Now your brain connects sound with meaning. You start noticing words you missed before. After that, watch it one more time and pause after each sentence. This is where real learning happens. Now let's go deeper into the second step, which is one of the most powerful techniques, sentence breakdown. When you pause after each line, you don't just read it and move on. You analyze it. You ask yourself simple questions. What does this sentence mean? Why is this word used here? How is the sentence structured? This is not complicated grammar study. This is natural observation. For example, if a character says, "I'm gonna call you later," you notice that "going to" becomes "gonna." This is how real English is spoken. Movies show you the language that people actually use in daily life, not textbook English. And when you notice these patterns again and again, your brain starts recognizing them automatically. After understanding the sentence, The next step is to repeat it out loud. This is where most learners hesitate, but this is exactly where fluency is built. Do not just listen silently. Speak. Repeat the sentence with the same tone, the same speed, and the same emotion. This technique is called shadowing. You play the sentence and speak along with the character. At first, it will feel difficult. You may not match the speed. You may not pronounce words clearly. But that discomfort is training. Your mouth is learning new movements. Your brain is learning new rhythms. Over time, your speaking becomes smoother and more natural. Now let's talk about something very important, emotion and context. One reason movies are powerful is because they show language with emotion. When a character is angry, happy, confused, or excited, their tone changes. Their words carry feeling. And when you learn English with emotion, you remember it faster. For example, if you hear a character say, "I can't believe this," in a shocking moment, you don't just learn the sentence. You learn how it feels. And later, when you are in a similar situation, your brain remembers that sentence naturally. This is very different from memorizing vocabulary lists. Emotion creates memory. Context creates understanding. Now, let's move to the next step, active usage. Watching and repeating is not enough. You must use what you learn. After practicing a scene, take a few sentences from it and create your own examples. For instance, if the sentence is, "I'll call you later," you can say, "I'll finish my work later," or "I'll meet you later." This simple change helps you understand how the pattern works. You are not memorizing one sentence. You are learning a structure that you can use in many situations. This is how fluency grows. Not from memorizing, but from adapting. Another powerful method is role play. After watching a scene, try to act it out. Imagine you are one of the characters. Speak their lines. Then change the situation slightly and create your own version. This builds confidence because you are practicing real conversation. You are not just learning English. You are using it in a practical way. Even if you are alone, this method works. Speaking alone is still speaking. Your brain does not care if there is a real person or not. It cares about practice. Now let's address a common question. Should you use subtitles? The answer is yes, but in a smart way. Subtitles are a tool, not a shortcut. First, watch without subtitles. This trains your listening. Then watch with subtitles to understand. After that, try watching again without subtitles. This process strengthens your ears. If you always depend on subtitles, your listening will stay weak. But if you use them strategically, they become very helpful. The goal is to slowly reduce dependence and increase understanding. Consistency is another key factor. Watching one movie deeply will not change your English, but practicing daily will. Even 15 to 20 minutes of focused practice is enough if you do it regularly. The brain learns through repetition over time. If you practice today and then stop for a week, your progress slows down. But if you practice a little every day, your improvement becomes steady. This is how small effort creates big results. Let's also talk about choosing the right movies. Not all movies are good for learning. Fast action movies with heavy background noise can be difficult for beginners. It is better to start with simple, dialogue-based content. Choose movies or shows where characters speak clearly and naturally. Romantic comedies, daily life dramas, or simple series are often better choices. The goal is not difficulty. The goal is understanding. When you understand more, you learn more. Another important point is patience. Many learners expect fast results. They practice for a few days and then feel disappointed. But language learning is a process. Movies will not make you fluent in a week. But if you use them correctly, they will make your learning faster and more enjoyable. You will start understanding more. You will start speaking with better rhythm. You will feel more confident. These small improvements add up over time. Now think about this. When children learn a language, they don't study grammar rules first. They listen. They repeat. They copy. They learn from real situations. Movies give you the same environment. They expose you to real conversations, real emotions, and real pronunciation. When you use movies actively, you are learning like a child, but in a smarter way. This is why this method works so well. At this point, you may feel that this method is simple. And it is. But simple does not mean easy. It requires effort. It requires focus. It requires consistency. But if you follow it, you will see results. You will notice that you understand more without subtitles. You will notice that you can repeat sentences faster. You will notice that your confidence increases. And most importantly, you will enjoy the process. Because learning through movies is not boring. It is engaging. It is real. It feels like entertainment, but it is actually training. So remember this clearly. Do not just watch movies. Train with movies. Focus on short clips. Repeat them. Speak out loud. Use what you learn. Practice daily. Stay consistent. And trust the process. If you do this, your English will not stay the same. It will improve step by step, day by day. Keep going. Your fluency is closer than you think. And as you continue using this method, something very important begins to happen. At first, you may feel like you are forcing yourself to understand every word, repeating sentences again and again, and putting in a lot of effort just to follow a simple scene. But slowly, without even realizing it, your brain starts adapting. The sounds that once felt too fast begin to feel normal. The sentences that once felt difficult begin to feel familiar. You no longer translate everything in your head. Instead, you start understanding directly. This is the moment when learning becomes natural. This is when English stops feeling like a subject and starts feeling like a real language you can use. Over time, your confidence will grow in ways you did not expect. You will notice that you can respond faster in conversations. You will find yourself using phrases you learned from movies without thinking too much. Your pronunciation will improve because your mouth has practiced real speech patterns again and again. And most importantly, you will stop fearing mistakes. Because through this process, you understand that mistakes are not a problem. They are part of progress. Every time you repeat, every time you try, every time you speak, you are moving forward. So keep your approach simple, but stay consistent. Choose one scene, practice it deeply, use what you learn, and repeat the process daily. Do not rush. Do not try to learn everything at once. Focus on progress, not perfection. Because real improvement is not loud or fast. It is quiet, steady, and powerful. And one day, you will sit down to watch a movie, and something will feel different. You will understand more without subtitles. You will follow conversations naturally. You will even think in English while watching. And in that moment, you will realize that all your effort has paid off. Keep practicing. Stay consistent. And remember, fluency is not far away. It is being built every single day. If you enjoyed this story and want to improve your English and your life, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join this learning journey with us. And watch the next story on your screen to continue improving your English.